What's poppin', everybody? It's Ono Kage, otherwise known as the King. Now, what I have for you today is another part 2. What if Goku and Vegeta train Naruto and Sasuke? This part is part 11, the Pillars of Konoha. I don't know why I forgot my own title. Okay, so this part is going to go over a lot of world building, a lot of just getting the characters in a certain spot to get into the next transition to the story, which is Shippuden. If you know Naruto, this is going to be the transition to Naruto Shippuden. And at the end, I have a really big question that I want you to answer. It's going to dictate where the story goes from here. It is a split decision that I want the audience to make. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Heart so cold, I think I'm done with ice.
Brr.
Said I leave her, she gon' die. Well, bitch, you done with life.
Okay.
Got a shorty, called me Patty, and she hella right. Freeze, walk up in the club, I got your chicken tice. Got my ice and my peace, you know I'm walking nice. We cut to Sasuke waking up in the hospital 2 days later from his encounter with Itachi. He sees Kakashi and Sakura sitting on the bed. He sits up exhausted and winces in pain. He looks and notices his arm is in a sling. He then falls forward, feeling a burning pain in his neck. Sakura jumps up to support him and she sees the curse mark. Sasuke, what's that mark? He rushes to cover it and Kakashi says, "It's no use, Sasuke. We've already seen it. It's from Orochimaru. Uncle has a similar mark." I also took a look at that note. Sasuke grabs the paper and reads it, and it simply says, "Join the anbu." Sasuke crumbles the paper, then lays it back on the desk and speaks up. "Kakashi, what is the anbu?" Kakashi speaks through a calm voice. "Sakura, could you tell Vegeta it's gonna take us a while? Me and Sasuke need to have a long chat." But she stands defiantly. "I wanna know too. What's that mark? I'm tired of being left out the loop." Kakashi sighs and Sasuke gets frustrated. "Why are you so annoying? Just do as he says, Sakura." Hearing that made her heart hurt, but she still stands with tears in her eyes, yelling, "No, I'm part of Team 7. I worked hard to be able to say that. And Orochimaru killed the Hokage. If you're tangled with him in any way, I need to know. Not only because I'm a ninja, but because I care about you, Sasuke." Sasuke looks at his headband and Kakashi clears his throat. "Well, Sasuke, what the anbu is depends on who you join under. There's the anbu under the Hokage, which is the covert blackouts, made up of elite jounin, not afraid to do what it takes for the mission." Kakashi then checks the room and takes some time to sense if there's anyone around in the area. He then lets out a deep breath and speaks. "The other faction of the anbu is the Foundation, under Danzo. They are the shadow police force of the Leaf. They erase their emotions and become simple yet efficient killing machines." Sasuke then remembers the words of Itachi. "Beware the shadow of the Leaf." Kakashi continues. "But Sasuke, that mark, it may grant you awesome power, but it's a curse. It eats away at your body, tethering you to Orochimaru, erasing everything you might call true freedom. But why are you so interested in the anbu?" At that moment, Vegeta slams the door open on some big Chad energy. Neji Shikamaru walk in the room with Vegeta, who's wearing a face of frustration as he yells, "You're late! What are you gonna do? Stay worthless? And you, girl, I've yet to see that same fire you showed during your match." Vegeta then takes a look at Sasuke. "Boy, you have a huge amount of natural energy flowing inside of you. If you don't control it soon, you'll die." As he says this, he grabs Sasuke by the leg and pulls him out of the bed and drags him to the training grounds. He then throws Sasuke to the ground, and Vegeta growls, "I can't believe you let any weakling beat you." He then throws a senzu bean at Sasuke. He only has 2 left, but he doesn't care. He's gonna use everything he has left to whip this boy into shape. "Stand up. You've got power, you're gonna use it, and master it. You've been slacking. Those 2 clowns should have never been a threat. So we're not stopping till your bones ache from exhaustion." Vegeta then yells Sakura's name and she runs up. Vegeta then lays out the orders. Lazy face versus weird eyes. Me versus one eye. And the girl versus the wimp. Sakura and Kakashi both speak up. "But why do I have to fight Sasuke?" "Yeah, and why do I gotta fight you?" Vegeta glares at them, making Sakura and Kakashi apologize. Vegeta then asks Kakashi a simple question. "Were you or were you not with Sasuke during that fight?" Kakashi nods and Vegeta continues. And did you win your fight, One Eye? Kakashi gets nervous. I mean, I didn't lose. That hardly matters. As far as I'm concerned, the only ones who aren't complete disappointments are the girl and the newbies. So shut up and fight. They all square off. Neji rushes Shikamaru at blinding speeds, but Shikamaru releases a shadow possession that forces Neji to fly out to evade. Shikamaru then sends 2 small ki balls in the air after Neji, but he doesn't even have to dodge. He slightly moves his head to the side to avoid the attack, and then he rushes Shikamaru from the air. But at that instant, Neji was hit in the back by one of the ki balls in his blind spot. A tendril made of shadow grabs Neji's leg and slams him into the ground. But Neji bounces up with his Byakugan active. He sees Shikamaru surrounded by shadows. Neji looks up and sees that the second ki ball was simply to produce more shadows. So now Shikamaru has a pool of shadows on the ground and Neji can't get close. He then takes a new stance, a combination of Vegeta and the 8 trigrams. He's upright with his left arm bent in front of his chest, with 2 fingers extended, and his right arm fully extended behind his back, with 2 fingers extended. He takes a deep breath and yells, 8 trigrams, ki scalpel! He shoots 2 thin, invisible to the naked eye ki blasts that strike Shikamaru's shoulders. He can no longer raise his arms. Neji runs to Shikamaru, but Shikamaru opens his mouth and shoots a low light energy beam right at Neji, who dodges it. But Neji finds he can't move and Shikamaru smiles. Success. Neji smiles back. How'd you get this off without your arms? Shikamaru responds. I knew you'd go to shut me down, and as soon as you charged your attack, you failed to notice the slight movements of the ki ball in the air. And when I shot my desperate attack through my mouth, I sent the ki ball through the woods and put it right behind your blind spot, Neji. And the light it created forced your shadow to touch mine. And at that point, I don't need hands. Neji smiles. Looks like I lost. At that same time, Sasuke is fighting Sakura. He rushes her with Chidori in hand. She claps her hands together and slams them on the ground and yells, Earth style, terror defense, raising a huge slab of earth to guard herself. Sasuke crashes through it, but Sakura is nowhere to be seen. She then reappears and grabs Sasuke's ankles. Headhunter jutsu. She pulls him into the ground. Sasuke groans. This is annoying. He then activates his aura, flying out of the hole. He stares at Sakura with remorseless eyes. She trembles, but she stills herself. She raises one arm in the air and begins to charge a huge ball of pink and blue energy. She then yells, Cherry Blossom Bomb! And Sasuke yells, Scorch Style, Heated Big Bang Attack, sending a huge blue ball of fire at her. The attacks cancel each other out and Sasuke is pissed. I'm being matched? By Sakura? Am I even growing? His rage grows, and the curse marks begins to spread throughout half his body. His energy drips malice as it's dyed purple. He rushes Sakura. At that moment, Vegeta lands a savage kick to his gut. Vegeta's overjoyed. As Sasuke falls, consciousness leaves his body. Meanwhile, Jiraiya, Haku, Tsunade, Naruto, and Shizune are heading back to Konoha, with no reason to confront Orochimaru since Tsunade has seen Naruto's strength. On the walk back, Haku asks Naruto and Jiraiya about the Rasengan. They demonstrate the move and Haku attempts it, but he fails. Jiraiya begins to train him in the same way he did Naruto. And when Haku does, the air around the balloon condenses and forms water droplets on the surface of the balloon. Seeing this, Jiraiya smiles. He's unconsciously adding water chakra nature. Naruto groans. Kage, I don't understand. We could have taken Orochimaru out. From Grandma Tsunade's nature, all we needed to do was wait a week. Jiraiya puts on a serious face. Naruto, my inauguration's in a few days, and I want to get ready. Plus, I fear leaving the village alone with Kakashi will cause the elders stress, forcing them to lean more towards the shadows. Tsunade's confused. What do you mean, Jiraiya? Jiraiya responds as Haku pops the balloon, moving on to the next step. Tsunade, you never paid much attention to it, but Orochimaru and Danzo have very similar goals. I remember from the old man, Danzo made a few attempts on his life. Shizune speaks up. Well, why wouldn't the third bring that to the public? Jiraiya responds. To avoid civil war, the Foundation Anbu are loyal to a fault, brainwashed to live without emotion, with Sector's Lord Third feared he didn't know of. They continue to walk. Naruto and Haku are chatting. As they arrive to a town, Naruto, Haku, and Jiraiya, after they rent a room, begin to train. Jiraiya explains the move Goku showed him, but he hasn't even mastered it yet. Maybe they can learn it together. Jiraiya speaks. Goku called this move the Kaioken. It multiplies your power. Now, the risk from what Goku said, when you multiply your power, it becomes harder to control. If you make a mistake, you'll destroy yourself. Naruto and Haku nod. They know this technique is difficult, but for what's to come, and to quell Jiraiya's fear, they have to give it their all. But Jiraiya has a thought, and he says it with a smile. Naruto, Haku, when we return to the village in about 20 days, gather Sasuke, Sakura, Shikamaru, and Hinata to my office. I have a special mission for all of you. But before you come, grab a bite. I have a meeting to attend to with Tsunade and Danzo. They continue to train, and back in the village, Sasuke is back on his feet after getting a senzu bean. He stands off with Vegeta. Sasuke, you're going to bring that power out again. Remember that feeling you had, and let it loose. Sasuke does as he's told. The curse spreads throughout half of his body, and he rushes Vegeta, who smiles. Sasuke's throwing a flurry of blows at him. Vegeta blocks and dodges with ease and without hesitation. Impressive! But if you're going to attack, come like you want to kill me, boy. Sasuke's curse begins to spread more as Vegeta's smile grows. As Sasuke's attacks become more ferocious, he moves faster. Vegeta grabs Sasuke's arm and throws him in the air. He catches himself and begins to violently charge his energy. As he yells, "Right-on!" Lightning flash! Vegeta does a small energy burst, dispelling Sasuke's beam. But through the remains of residual energy, Sasuke rushes through with a punch square at Vegeta's face. The force from this blow causes the dust around Vegeta to rise, to everyone's surprise. Kakashi feels short of breath. Sasuke actually landed a punch on Vegeta. Vegeta wipes the blood from his nose as he laughs. Good, Sasuke! But is that the best you can do? Vegeta powers up slightly and punches Sasuke in the gut, making him stumble backwards, but Vegeta does not let up his attack. He grabs Sasuke's arms, lifts him in the air, and slams him back on the ground. He then throws Sasuke in the air. Vegeta flies after him, but Sasuke gathers himself. He dodges Vegeta's blow and throws a kick, but Vegeta blocks it with ease. He does an overhead double hammer fist, jetting Sasuke to the ground. He catches himself before as the ground craters beneath him. Sasuke looks up at Vegeta, who's charging a Galick gun. Sasuke's curse begins to spread throughout his entire body as he charges a lightning gun. Vegeta yells, "Boy, I say those marks covering you make you about 20 times stronger than before. But if you can't handle this, you die." They yell in unison, "Lightning gun! Fire!" I know why my neighbors hate me. Jesus Christ, I'm annoying. The two beams clash, sending spare energy and lightning everywhere, tearing the earth and cutting down trees. Sakura yells, "Everybody gather around!" Kakashi, Neji, Shikamaru rush to Sakura as she yells, "Earth style, barrier jutsu, dome prison," and Kakashi smiles. "Quick thinking, Sakura. You really are taking to this earth style jutsu." Sakura smiles as she punches a hole in the earth to demonstrate her monstrous power, and so that they can watch Vegeta and Sasuke, who are locked in their beam struggle. Vegeta's laughing. "Impressive, truly impressive, Sasuke. But this isn't all, is it? I'm almost working up a sweat. Don't let up, or you'll never get your revenge." Vegeta adds more energy. His beam doubles in size, pushing Sasuke back. The pain is unbearable. He begins to think to himself, "This power, it's incredible, but it hurts. Every bone in my body, every muscle, it's aching. But I can't stop. I need this power." Sasuke begins to relax. He starts to add more ki to his beam, pushing Vegeta's back slightly. He continues to think, "I'm starting to get control. I need to strengthen my body with ki, and then let this cursed chakra run through me. The more I fight, the more it hurts." As he gathers his senses, the curse completely wraps around him, turning his skin pale. His hair grows longer, and the lightning in his purple aura grows black. He yells, and his beam doubles in size, and they cancel each other out. Sasuke looks at Vegeta. "I won't lose. Not to Itachi, and not to you." Vegeta laughs. "Oh, really? Then come, Sasuke. Show me what you can do now. Sasuke smiles. Vegeta-sensei, you said before I was at 20 times. Then I'd say as long as I add my ki to this form, it's 50. They rush each other, throwing a flurry of blows. And they're in perfect form. It's impossible to tell who's winning till Vegeta goes to full power in his base form and chops Sasuke on the neck and knocking him unconscious. As Sasuke falls, all the heat generated from the battle causes the rain. Sasuke powers down. As he lays unconscious, looking drained, Sakura rushes over to him and carries him to the hospital. Vegeta stares at the rest of his students. What are you lot looking around for? It's time to meet up with Kakarot. They fly over to Goku's group. They see Goku, Hinata, Choji, Lee, and Guy all squaring off with Goku. Choji is unconscious on the ground. Hinata is tending to his wounds. Guy and Lee are in the third gate, the gate of life. Their skin is red, but at that instant, Lee and Guy both yell, "Kill Ken ×2!" And they rush Goku at blinding speeds, attacking in unison, but they can't seem to land a hit. Goku grabs Guy's arm and throws him into a tree. He then flips over Lee, grabs his face, and pushes him away. And Vegeta flies down. Kakarot, you're too soft. Goku smiles. You might be right, Vegeta. I sense what happened over there. That was Sasuke, right? He got a power boost similar to Super Saiyan. But it still wasn't enough though, right? Vegeta groans. Yeah, Super Saiyan isn't really that much of a hurdle anymore. But still, it's progress. Goku smiled, filled with a new energy. Alright, everybody. Let's start our end of the day spar. 15 days pass, training continues. Back with our Hokage group, the boys continue training, and Tsunade and Shizune join Jiraiya, learning the basics of ki, and chat about senzu beans, while Naruto and Haku continue training in the Kaioken, Air Bullet Jutsu, and Rasengan. And in the shadows watching is Zetsu, who finally speaks up. Thank you for the demonstration, Lord Jiraiya. Jiraiya shoots a ki blast, but Zetsu disappears into the ground before reappearing into a tree. Now, Hokage. We're not here to fight. Our name is Zetsu, and we only want to give you information and a warning. Jiraiya stands, furious, no emotion but anger in his voice. What do you want? And where did you learn wood style? And how do you know I'm Hokage? Zetsu laughs. You are very reasonable, Hokage. But I want to warn you. We are hunting down Jinchuriki for a plan we have in motion. And because of the Yellow Fox Naruto's recent training from the aliens, he will be the last we capture. Naruto laughs. Ooh, the Yellow Fox. I like that. Kurama scoffs.
Idiot! Shut up and give me control. Now.
Naruto speaks in Kurama's voice.
You said you were hunting Jinchuriki. Right, Twig Boy? How many have you got so far?
Zetsu laughs. Oh, you must be the Nine-Tails speaking. Well, to answer your question, we've captured the second and the third tailed beasts. Jiraiya interrupts. Why tell us this, Zetsu? What do you have to gain? Zetsu laughs again. That's simple, Lord Hokage. It was just thanks for the new information and tools you gave the Akatsuki, as well as a declaration of war to come. Kurama speaks up.
A war, huh? With my brother and sister's lives at stake. It's just like back with the first, but you idiots are way out of your league. Me and my brat will snuff out any threat you send our way. And if the others are smart, they'll find me.
Naruto speaks up in his head. Rude? That's your family, man.
Yep, but what have they done for me lately?
Just give me back control.
Fine, I was done talking anyway.
Zetsu laughs. Yellow Fox, Lord Hokage. If I were to guess, you have 3 to 4 years before we make our move on Konoha. He then disappears with no trace, and Jiraiya is furious, but he then calms himself. We have to cut your training and rush back to the village. Jiraiya picks up Tsunade, making her blush. Haku picks up Shizune, making her embarrassed. They all lift into the air and fly at high speeds back to the village. They arrive in 20 minutes and Jiraiya yells, "Naruto, go get Shikamaru, Sasuke, and Sakura, and Hinata and meet me in my office." Naruto nods and rushes ahead to Goku Sensei. He says hello to everybody and picks up Hinata, making her yelp. And he rushes off to Vegeta Sensei, where he sees Vegeta and Sasuke in his new form, intensely training. Naruto asks Hinata, What happened? Is that Sasuke?" Hinata responds, completely forgetting that she's in Naruto's arms. "Yeah, it's Sasuke. Apparently he was cursed by Orochimaru. Vegeta is helping him make that power his own." Naruto smiles. "Hey, Hinata, can you fly on your own for a bit?" She's confused, but nods her head yes. Naruto says, "Kaioken ×3. He then rushes down and appears in the middle of the battle between them, to everybody's surprise but Vegeta's. "Vegeta Sensei, I'm sorry to take your fight, but I just remembered. Me and Sasuke never had our match." Sasuke smiles. "As I am now, Naruto. I'll crush you." "You sure about that, Sasuke?" At that moment, Sasuke punches Naruto in the gut, making him cough up blood. "That was for the fight with the Gaara. Now face me, Naruto!" Naruto instant transmission behind Sasuke, but Sasuke backhands Naruto into the ground. Sasuke does a backflip then yells, "Scorch style! Wicked breath of the dragon!" Naruto yells chakra ki bomb to defend himself. Sasuke does a right taunt dragon claw, slicing through the ki bomb and kicking Naruto to the sky. Sasuke shoots Scorch style, Phoenix Rebirth Brigade, shooting 20 fireballs at Naruto. In a return, Naruto tries the ki-powered air bullet jutsu. He yells, "Ki bullet Rasen blast," shooting 20 spiraling balls of wind. Sasuke's attack is stronger, but thanks to the extra spiral, these attacks cancel each other out. But Sasuke's right in front of Naruto with Onyx Chidori. He then smiles and slams the Chidori in Naruto's shoulder. Blood splatters on his arm. He's then horrified as he looks at Naruto's body going limp. His heartbeat begins to fade, and Sakura and Kakashi run to Naruto. Sasuke pulls his arm out of Naruto's chest. He then runs to Vegeta with tears in his eyes. "One of those beans. They can heal him, right? Vegeta Sensei, please hurry up!" He then tries to drag Vegeta's arm, but Vegeta doesn't budge. I used my last two on you, Sasuke." Sasuke's eyes start to burn as the tears begin to well up. He looks at Vegeta, and Vegeta notices that the pattern in Sasuke's eyes is different. The tears turn to blood as he looks up with his Mangekyo Sharingan. Sasuke looks back at Naruto, who has fangs and is smiling. Sasuke's confused. He walks over to Naruto and sees that the wound is closing. Naruto then speaks as he's covered in red chakra. "You didn't think it would be that easy, did you, Sasuke?" Naruto lets out a roar that sends shivers down everyone's spine except for Vegeta. Naruto falls to all fours and a tail sprouts from his chakra. He then yells, "Kaioken ×5! The energy erupts from his body, and in the blink of an eye he's in front of Sasuke. He takes a slash that knocks him through 5 trees at extreme speeds. Wings sprouted from Sasuke's back and he flies up towards the sky, and Naruto stares. How'd he get up that high?
Because he can fly?
And at those speeds it'll be impossible to reach him.
Did you forget you can fly?
Sasuke smiles. "Naruto, it ends with this." Sasuke charges another Onyx Chidori. "Hey, Kurama, did you hear any of that? He's so high up I can't hear him."
"Just fucking fly up there! He's obviously charging an attack."
Naruto forms a Vermilion Rasengan and charges Sasuke. The two attacks cancel each other out, creating a black sphere engulfing the area. In the sphere, Naruto and Sasuke form the unison seal, and they smile at each other. But then Naruto remembers they have to meet Jiraiya. He then grabs Sasuke's arm and pulls him towards Sakura and Shikamaru. He then flies over to Hinata and picks her up, and she just accepts it. She decided to stop fighting and go along with it. They rush off to the Hokage's office, and Vegeta and Kakashi join them. Jiraiya sits in his office with Tsunade, Haku, and Danzo. Jiraiya then speaks. "Now, Shikamaru and Hinata. I read from your files the previous Hokage thought very highly of you. And since you've been training on top of that, I'd like to promote you to Chunin." Jiraiya then turns his attention to Team 7. Naruto and Sakura stare at Jiraiya intensely. but Kakashi and Sasuke stare at Danzo. Now, Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura, thanks to your amazing performance protecting the village, as well as Naruto and Sasuke in the exams, I'd like to promote you two to jounin and Sakura to a chunin. They jump for joy except for Sasuke. Jiraiya dismisses everyone in the room, but Sasuke, Kakashi, Tsunade, and Vegeta. Haku and Sakura. We have to prepare for war. So Naruto, Sakura, and Sasuke, you're leaving the village for the next 2 years. They all question him, but he continues. Naruto, you'll be going to Mount Miyaboku. Sakura, you'll be going to Shikotsu Forest. And Sasuke, you have a choice. Join the Anbu like Haku, or go to Ryuchi Cave. I'm making the 3 of you the new sannin, or something better. The sannin were broken. I'm making you the pillars of Konoha, and you'll represent her with pride. Sasuke questions, why do I get a choice? Jiraiya pulls out the note Kakashi handed him. Because I read this. You want to investigate the Foundation, and I need some inside men to watch Danzo. Hearing that makes Vegeta speak up. Make your decision tomorrow. I have something to speak with. To the Frogman for. Go get lunch or something. All that's left in the room after that was Tsunade, Jiraiya, and Kakashi. Jiraiya speaks up. So, what's this about, Vegeta? Vegeta looks around the room. That boy who attacked the village, Sasuke's brother, right? Kakashi and Jiraiya nod. Vegeta continues. Now, he said this was a hush order. I assume the previous Hokage and that shady guy. But he did say he was investigating the Akatsuki from the inside, under the orders of the Leaf. Jiraiya and Tsunade questioned, why would they order the extermination of one of the least most prominent clans? Kakashi speaks up. I know a reason. Did you sense it? I'm positive Sasuke did. Danzo. His right eye and arm have Sharingan implanted in them. Tsunade speaks up. Are you sure, Kakashi? He nods and adds. Other than the Sharingan in his right arm, it had something else special about it. It emitted energy similar to Tenzo's wood style, but stronger. Tsunade questions. Wood style? Kakashi, are you sure? I've heard of people using my grandfather's cells, but Danzo? Kakashi nods, and Jiraiya leans back in his chair. So we have a secret op in the Akatsuki, a ninja who's dedicated his life to killing him, a war from inside and outside the village, and a corrupt Anbu Foundation with an even more corrupt leader. Jiraiya looks at the stone monument, at the face of the third, and he questions in his head, Old man, what have you been doing? The Leaf is in such a strange state these days. End of chapter 11, The Pillars of Konoha, or the Hashira of Konoha, depending on how Japanese you want to get about it. But you made it to the end of the chapter, and I'm so happy to see you here at the end. But the big question that I want to answer that was asked in this chapter, does Sasuke go out of the village to train at Ryoichi Cave to learn his own special sage mode from the White Snake Sage? Or does he stay in the village and become an Anbu under Jiraiya and the Foundation to investigate Danzo and learn the truth about Itachi? What you decide changes the way the story goes. I have started 2 different select points based on that answer. I'm going to continue to write for both. But once I get enough answers in one direction, I'm going to only continue that story and the other storyline dies. So, I want to hear from you. Yes, you! Please let me know what you want to see. Sasuke the Anbu or Sasuke the Sage? Your answer to this question decides where this story goes and how it ends part 1 of Naruto and how part 2 begins. I can't wait to see what you choose. I'm super excited, and I'm completely ready. Also, the video will be sectioned, so this part will be called the question. So if you just want to skip to the end and get here, you can. Don't. Watch the video. I worked hard on it. Please. Pretty please. But enough of that. Let's get into my favorite section of the day, the commenter call out. And we have so many comments to go through today, but I'm only going to pick 5 to answer and talk to and respond about. I might do more because I don't count. And the first commenter today is AMV Guy, who asks, can you please make Sasuke stay in the village? Well, that is up to you. Sasuke isn't evil in the story because he doesn't have any reason to join Orochimaru. But he still is on his quest for vengeance. Where his quest for vengeance goes decides on your answer. Will Sasuke stay in the village and become an anbu to investigate the foundation? Or does he leave to Ryoichi Cave? The second commenter is Even Brown, or Ivan. Kind of like, that's my brother's name, kind of. Another YouTuber did something like this with MHA and Goku meets Deku. The same way Goku getting punched in the face. And that is really funny because I watched his a few months ago before I started mine. So that must have stuck in my head. It's funny though, maybe it's just great minds think alike. Because I did watch Wooden Penguin. I love Wooden Penguin's Goku training Deku. It's a very interesting story. I definitely suggest you watch it out. I definitely suggest you go watch it. Link in the description to Wooden Penguin. I like his channel. I want him to continue the story, but he ended it at chapter 11. So keep going, Wooden Penguin. I want to see more. I do. Next commenter is King Reaper, who says he can't find the music. Oh, so I told him I did music, and the intro music is on my main channel. I guess the second channel now. This one's the main channel. It gets way more views and way more engagement, which is my favorite part. I love the engagement. So it's on there now. It's the latest video I put up, I think 3 days ago. So go check it out if you want to hear the full intro song. It's called Cold Heart. It's over the Little Baby the Toes beat, and it is a very, very fun song. I'm going to record a live version of the outro song soon. I'm putting it on that channel as well. I might put it on this channel because I've gotten a few messages asking me for a face reveal. I don't hide my face. If you want to see what I look like, it's one of the end cards at the end of the video. It's the one where I'm looking towards the side. If you click on it, you can see my face way more than you probably want to. All right, next commenter. AD, who says, please continue this what if, I'm begging you. All right, next part should be up soon. I am sorry for the wait. Work gets in the way. I work a third shift job from 6 at night to 6 in the morning. When I get out, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm just genuinely tired. And I've had to do 6 days work weeks lately, and it's draining, man. It really is. I'm doing my best. I work at a warehouse, so I'm tired. I'm physically and mentally tired when I leave work. I'm doing my best, though. I swear to y'all I am. And sometimes the video rendering and the recording, I just don't have time for it. I have to leave it running while I'm at work, and my computer might have an issue, and then it deletes the goddamn video I was working on, so I gotta restart it. It really sucks. But that's enough complaining for me. Let's get on to the last comment, which is from Raja Jean Willie. So, will Itachi learn ki control anytime soon? Well, I hope this episode answered your question. All the Akatsuki are going to be learning ki control soon. Pretty much the main Naruto villains now have some semblance or some knowledge of ki. Itachi has dealt with it firsthand, so his ki usage will be very similar to Sasuke, but with some very, very interesting differences that I've been working into the story. So that is it with the commenter call out. If you want to be in there, all you gotta do is comment. I just pull 5 out at random. Just ask me a question or pretty much anything you really want answered. And if I don't answer it in the comments, which I probably already do, I try to respond to literally every single comment unless I'm at work or I'm just asleep. So if you want to get your knowledge, if you want, I am stuttering like a goddamn fool. If you want to get in the comments or call out, just comment and then you'll most likely be in it. Again, I'm trying to pull up everybody. I'm trying to make some fun. I really want to have that engagement going on because it's just a lovely experience, my lovelies. So, I hope to God that y'all subscribe. Hope y'all love being part of the kingdom. So, with that being said, join the kingdom. Like, comment, and subscribe. Share the video. Ono Kage, out!